because I just think he's not going to be able to hand with him on the scrambles, or when he gets back up, he's gonna, like, Della is just so stoic. And he just, like you said, focuses on his own game. And when he does that, I really think he's gonna get him. And I can't wait till that happens. And wherever it is, I'm gonna be there.
He sleeps him. Israel Adesanya's declaration hit the MMA world like a thunderclap, leaving fans and Islam Makachev himself wondering if Jack Della Maddalena really carries that kind of power. Imagine the two men standing across from each other in the octagon. On one side, Makhachev's relentless wrestling, the grappling architect who has torn through the lightweight division. On the other, Della Maddalena's stoic composure, a welterweight champion forged at City Kickboxing, with hands as precise as scalpels and a takedown defense that has frustrated the best. What happens when Makhachev's heavy hips collide with JDM's massive frame? Can Islam impose his usual ground and pound game, or will he find himself circling the fence, unable to level the playing field? Adesanya believes Della Maddalena's mix of body-head combos and unflappable rhythm could leave Islam scrambling for answers. This isn't just hype. Izzy's witnessed both camps in action, seen JDM's scrambles, and knows that sometimes one big punch changes everything. So the real question isn't whether Makhachev can win, but whether he survives the storm JDM is ready to unleash.
How are we feeling about that?
I think Della is gonna get it done. I feel from talking to Tim and also seeing Della, and also I've only sparred Della once, like not really hard crazy, but and I didn't try and take him down at all, but I've seen him at your gym sparring, and his scrambles are crazy.
Yeah, he's good
even
for
watching him
scrambles.
with Bilal as well, and Gilbert Burns, his scrambles are crazy, and I feel Islam would feel like he bit off more than he could chew once he gets in there with him, because when he puts some things on him, he's like, oh shit, I'm not standing with this guy, I have to take him down. And then he tries, gets him down, and he gets back up, or he couldn't get him down, because he's a big dude. People don't realize how big Della is as well, and he's solid. So I really
Dense,
think,
man, just dense.
dense, yeah. Like when I felt, like I said, we're sparring, and then it's just the weight behind it, and the way he throws it, the body banging, man. Good.
Islam Makhachev's reign at lightweight has been as clinical as it gets. He stormed through the 155-pound ranks with a perfect record, smothering every opponent under grinding wrestling and suffocating top control. 2 title defenses, first against a relentless Charles Oliveira, then against a powerhouse like Beneil Dariush, proved he wasn't a one-hit wonder, but a generational grappler. His unorthodox striking keeps those guessing, but it's that relentless forward pressure and uncanny ability to chain takedowns that turned each fight into a slow-motion collapse. Yet moving up to welterweight isn't just about adding 15 pounds. It's about facing men who eat weight cuts for breakfast and can bully you in space you once owned. At 170, Makhachev's signature smother and snap game risks hitting a wall of strength he's never felt before. Can he muscle bigger frames off the fence? Will his cardio hold when he's carrying extra mass? His lightweight dynasty shows he's mastered one division, but this jump could expose cracks no one has seen yet. Jack Della Maddalena arrived on the welterweight scene like a storm no one saw coming. Undefeated in the UFC, he cut his teeth at City Kickboxing alongside elite talents. He learned precision striking from Alexander Volkanovski, honed brutal body-head combinations under coach Eugene Behrman, and polished his footwork beside Israel Adesanya. That pedigree shows up every time JDM locks eyes with an opponent. His jab snaps back faster than a rubber band. His kick setups are deceptively sharp. And his power behind hook-to-the-body sequences forces even the toughest fighters to reset. But his takedown defense that truly sets him apart. He sprawls like a mat rat turned iron gate, stuffing wrestling attempts before they start, and then punishing on the counter with crisp counters. Add in a frame that's naturally broader, he steps into the octagon already carrying strength most welterweights chase in the gym, and you see why experts call him the perfect storm for anyone moving up in weight. In short, Jack the Belt Collector isn't just a new name on the roster, he's the blueprint for how to dominate at 170 pounds. He sleeps him. Wasn't just hype. Israel Adesanya has watched Jack Della Maddalena up close, and his reasoning is razor sharp. Izzy points to JDM's stoic calm on the mat. In sparring sessions at City Kickboxing, world-class wrestlers have tried to drag him to the canvas, only to hit nothing but air as Jack's hips dropped, his sprawl locked, and he exploded back to his feet. That same unshakable base anchors his takedown defense, which Israel says is no fluke. JDM has been drilling with elite grapplers, sharpening wrestling into a genuine asset rather than a liability. On the feet, Adesanya highlights how Jack blends stiff body shots with snapback head strikes, keeping opponents guessing and off balance. This shifting rhythm forces a wrestler like Makhachev to hesitate. Every level change becomes a potential counterpunch. When Izzy declares that Islam won't be able to hand with JDM, he's talking about crashing into a living fortress, a fighter who mixes precision power, ironclad defense, and the serene confidence that can shatter championship momentum.
Khabib Nurmagomedov and coach Javier Mendez both warned that this won't be business as usual for Islam. Khabib, who built his legacy on relentless grappling, admits he's never seen a welterweight with JDM's combination of size and scrambles. And he's publicly said that Jack presents Islam's toughest stylistic matchup yet. Mendez echoes that sentiment, praising Della Maddalena's constant mix-ups in striking, body then head, feint then power punch, and highlighting how Jack's takedown defense has blossomed under specialist wrestling coaches. Even Makhachev's own team concedes they can't treat this like a standard lightweight grapple. They're drilling counters to Jack's sprawling and mapping out subtle adjustments mid-fight. There's a parallel to Alexander Volkanovski's bouts. When Volkanovski leapt to featherweight and stunned opponents with size plus technique, he forced his foes to rethink everything. Islam's camp sees the same pattern. Della Maddalena's rare blend of power, defense, and cerebral fight IQ could flip the script just as Volkanovski once did. Every move in this fight feels like a calculated gambit. Jack Della Maddalena's longer range means Islam can't blast forward unchecked. He must bridge distance against punches that snap back like steel traps. Ilia Toporia's advice to target the body comes into play here. Deep liver shots could sap Makhachev's legs and slow his level changes, turning each takedown attempt into a test of endurance. On the flip side, Islam's camp has Craig Jones drilling escape drills non-stop, teaching him to bait JDM into striking flurries before slipping under and dragging him down. Early rounds likely hinge on whether Makhachev can close that gap fast enough, score a takedown before Jack finds his rhythm and the Russian gains control. Get stuck trading in open space, and every clipped shot makes a difference. Mid-fight, the question becomes who adapts first. Will JDM sacrifice offense to counter wrestling or gamble on punishing strikes? In this chess match, the winner won't be the strongest, but the smartest. When legends weigh in, you know something big is coming. Michael Bisping warns that Makhachev's signature wrestling may not translate when he's digging under Jack's heavier frame. He points to that UFC 284 clash with Volkanovski as proof that size matters more than technique at 170. Dustin Poirier, who's felt Islam's takedowns firsthand, believes the key is disrupting Islam's level changes early. If Della Maddalena can land crisp counters in the opening rounds, he'll force Makhachev out of his comfort zone. Jorge Masvidal admires JDM's ruthless aggression, but cautions that Makhachev's relentless pace can grind any striker into submission. He thinks Jack must finish before deep water or risk being worn down. Stephen Thompson argues that handing the title shot immediately to a 155-pound import undermines welterweight contenders like Ian Gary and Shavkat Rahman, raising the stakes. This fight isn't just about styles clashing, but about divisional politics. Charles Oliveira sums it up best. Della Maddalena's patience and precision could break Islam's rhythm, but if Makhachev secures one early takedown, the rest becomes a matter of survival. This isn't speculation, it's a gauntlet thrown down by MMA's finest. As the clock ticks down to fight night, all eyes turn to a collision of eras and styles. Islam Makachev chasing historic two-division glory, and Jack Della Maddalena aiming to cement his status as the welterweight kingmaker. On one side, a grappling phenom whose lightweight reign was marked by surgical takedowns and unrelenting pressure. On the other, a precision striker with the kind of size, timing, and defensive wrestling that can negate even the most feared ground game. Legacy hangs in the balance. Makhachev could become only the third fighter in UFC history to hold belts in two weight classes at once, while Della Maddalena stands to prove that true champions aren't defined by their division, but by their adaptability under fire. Both camps have drilled and strategized for every conceivable scenario, yet the ultimate advantage may come down to a single moment of instinct, one perfectly timed punch or scramble that changes everything. So here's the question echoing through the MMA world. When thunder meets fortress, who will be left standing?